side
because
a little.
none of this really matters.
Really matters.
Because none of this
Really matters.
What is going on? Truly possible.
So what's up, Minda?
What up?
What are we doing? What's up? Let's get this energy up.
I golf now.
Rob golfs.
Rob's a golfer.
Don't you see his
He's
shirt?
I was gonna say.
What?
I was gonna say you're a top golfer.
More
and
like
then I was
bottom
gonna say
golfer.
And then I was like, oh, I was gonna say you're
You
a
a top
topper.
golfer or bottom golfer?
Well,
No, I'm gonna create something just like Top Golf, but it's like a gay bar. Call it Bottom Golf, and it's underground.
Top Golf could already be gay.
No, but like a gay bar.
Are you insinuating that bottoming is more gay than topping?
No, I just think bottom adds to the gayness. Like, cause
That's what I just said.
no, because Top Golf, you just think, oh, Top Golf is Top Golf, right? But
Okay.
if you even say Bottom Golf, that means like, oh, there's top and bottom. People refer to top and bottom with gay people, right? I'm not making sense.
I mean, a lot of gay people.
I was trying to
It makes sense, but I think the only problem is that Top Golf could also be gay, and it could also be straight too.
but it's not though.
Because
But
you could
if
call,
you make a Bottom Golf and make that one gay, it makes it.
so you
make
would have
sense.
one bar be toppers and one bar be bottoms.
No, Top Golf is Top Golf. I'm just making Bottom Golf, and it's a gay bar with golf.
And so they would be shirtless and only bottoms.
Whatever they want, Minda.
That's pretty gay.
It's a gay bar.
I mean, they have go-go dancers that only have the bottoms on.
You just put golf in Charlie's, and we call it a day.
There
Call
you
it
go.
and then rename it Bottom Golf. And then that'd be like, oh, Bottom Golf.
Right, and then it's like glow in the dark, and it's like
Like that. Why did we start talking about this?
Because we were talking about golf.
Because Rob golfs.
Rob's a golfer.
And then you
He's
were
got a
like,
glove and everything. That's real. That's when you know it's real. When he starts carrying golf balls in his pocket, then it's like.
No, I don't got no golf balls yet. I'm still at a driving range level. I haven't committed yet.
Then that's.
No, you got to get
Wow.
the like the pink golf balls or the neon yellow ones or the orange ones, just so you can like know which one's yours.
Yeah.
Those are the cool
They got
ones.
some actually like as far as gear
Mhm.
for golf, it's pretty lit.
Listen, shopping for golf is fun. There's just so much, like, you can buy a grip, shoes, new spikes for your cleats. You can, all of it is, the dude, I told Amanda, like, the technology for making golf clubs that they have now,
Mhm.
it's like, this shit's like made in a lab. It's like, oh, adjust this by
Right.
0.30. And then, like, you just see dudes in there picking up, all right, I'm gonna pick this one up.
Right.
I was in a PGA store. This dude bought a $1,200 driver.
Doesn't make sense.
He better be at least pro-am. Because I looked that up also. Some people be making like 30 grand on like an amateur tour.
And you
real
win
quick.
that shit. Like Happy Gilmore.
Or you just, like, exactly like, I was like, oh,
Just
Happy
come in
Gilmore is
10th.
real. Yeah, it's like, I don't have to win. The lowest, I told Amanda, like the 500th person made like 18 grand.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
I'll join that shit and just be like,
But you got to work for like 10 years to become a pro. So imagine working 10 years and then you only make 18 grand a year.
That's why you gotta love that shit.
but if I work 10 years on something, I'm going to be good at that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make 500th place.
Especially with
Fuck
golf,
that.
like the way, like the videos and stuff that Rob was watching.
Mhm.
Like it's very intricate. 1, 2, you have to be in shape. Like
Mhm.
just the way your body moves.
Fuck myself up already. Told him, man, I threw my damn back out.
No, I cannot golf.
I cannot go.
I tried it. I don't know. Not my
I
thing.
took a lesson. That's why I was like, well, I took a lesson, so now I have to keep going. Spent $80 at a PGA store. Greg, shout out Greg, the PGA.
Shout out to Greg at PGA Store.
Yeah, shout out to Greg, PGA Store in Scottsdale. Veteran, Vietnam vet. Might have served with your grandfather. Actually, probably did. He was Air Force.
Damn. Shout out Papa. Vietnam.
Damn.
So today, this is the first episode of October.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out October 5th, I believe. Around there. First episode of October. And we're talking about the intro to our Halloween season.
Mm-hmm.
We only got like 4 or 5 of these episodes this month.
Yeah.
So we're
Time to get
starting
in.
off with like the kids' movies. Movies you can watch as a family or just with like a 10-year-old or a 5-year-old. And just kind of get like they're movies that like the kids will watch. You can even watch it in like late September.
Or if you don't like
we are.
scary movies.
Yeah, if you don't like scary, because it was so hard me making my top 5 because I was like, oh, this would be one. I'll be like, oh, but this is like a horror movie. Like, oh, this is actually scary.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, oh, this is inappropriate because I'm like, oh, it has to be for a kid. But in my head, I'm like, but this is what I watched.
Right.
So it's like it was hard for me to like I had to I had to go over it again and like revise my like list and be like, oh, actually this can't go in the list because it's not considered a kid's movie or family movie. Because I even texted you. I was like, can we change like to not just kids movies? Can it be like family movies
Mm-hmm.
so that like adults can like enjoy it too? Because kids movies,
It's very
Especially Halloween.
slim.
it's like that can be super boring.
There's 50,000 Halloween kid movies, but family movies.
Family
obviously.
movies way better because the reason why I changed it because I was thinking of movies I watched
Mm-hmm.
that were just like on,
Right.
and so I got my list. What about you, Menda? How was it making the list? Tell me the vibes when your vibes when it's October 1st. Tell me the feeling. Tell me the
First of all, it ain't even October yet. And what I got.
What did you watch? Did you watch anything?
I don't know. You know, I am a anti person. I don't like when people be like 2 months ahead of stuff. I'd be like, dog, can we just wait till the 1st? Like when people be like, oh, let's put up Christmas decorations November 1st. It's like, come on.
It's like, let's wait till
Caveat
Thanksgiving.
is like, okay, so I got pumpkin spice creamer, right?
Okay.
But caveat, I use the pumpkin spice like
Spice?
seasoning
The actual
all year
spice?
round.
You do. So that's fair. I'm like, I smell pumpkin year round. It's not like.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really
But the
not.
cookies blew me. I want to throw them in the trash with the fall leaves on there.
Yeah, well, that's why
That's weird to see that.
It's like a mini, it's like pumpkin cheesecake cookies.
Mm-hmm. That sounds kind of bomb. I'll have one.
But
then I'll
they're,
be like, I'm
I
good
know no
now.
one's gonna eat them except for me. So
Because I know it's like I'm
Zoe
looking at
and
this.
Them don't like them.
they don't even see the shit, and it's like literally sitting on the counter, on the edge of the counter, still won't even see it.
Damn.
They're like, oh, I want those, Rice Krispie treats that are up in the top cabinet, top shelf.
You're like, I
That
got
thing's nasty.
Those are their home style.
Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, that means like less
That means
sugar,
not
fat.
But they took out less sugar and fat and then left the rest of the chemicals in there. It still tastes like a fucking box. It is nasty.
Yeah.
They
some of
took
them
the
taste
sugar
like
and fat.
nothing.
Yeah, they took the sugar and fat out and was like, let's leave the chemicals
It's
that
literally
glue it
just a
together.
rice cake.
Yeah,
Like you might as well just buy the rice cakes.
They put marshmallows in it, like, but not good marshmallows, like preservative marshmallows.
Yeah. Processed.
It's all processed. It tastes like a chemical.
But if you buy the Quakers rice cakes that
Mm-hmm.
are like cinnamon,
those are good.
those are bomb.
Those are good. The cinnamon apple, the chocolate.
Those little, they're like cylinders.
Mhm.
They're like hockey. They look like hockey pucks.
Yeah.
Those things
If they
are
get
fire.
old though, them things fucking chip your
You
teeth
gotta
like
eat
a
those
hockey
like
puck.
right away.
Yeah.
But Yeah, the fall vibes are coming.
Yeah.
We are recording this on the 8th. What's the date today?
9th.
Today's the 9th of September.
I'm already feeling it. You know why? Because we came in, it was like it's about to rain. It's dropped down to like 85 degrees.
Mom has some decorations.
Yeah, my mom already has her Halloween stuff.
She's already starting.
But I think that's because she's gonna take this shit down like the day before Halloween and then start doing like
more
fall.
Thanksgiving.
Your mom does Thanksgiving decoration, which
Yeah.
I like. I'm like, now it gives us a buffer of things of Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Just
just puts
skip
up
it.
more. Yeah,
She
more
just puts up
Thanksgiving.
more
It's
Thanksgiving.
more family oriented.
And then in
Feels warmer.
December, that's when we do Christmas. That's like
Put up
all.
y'all Russian Christmas tree. It's gonna look Russian.
What?
Y'all Christmas tree.
There's so
What?
many
So
ornaments.
many ornaments. It look Russian.
Ain't no tree,
They
just
be having them
ornaments.
big ass joints too. It'd be like that big. And like,
Mhm.
damn.
Because my mom just gets those from the flower shop and is just like, these are mine.
Taking that and that.
Don't shit.
But yeah, it's
Fall vibes.
It's
My
exciting.
ultimate fall vibe is like Gilmore Girls because it's like
oh
always.
my god.
It's like always
Tatiana's
chilly.
been watching that shit. I shouldn't say shit. I was watching it too.
Right.
But like
But the
the
you get
vibe
the
of
vibe.
it is so distinctive, and you're just like, it's not bad. It's just like, damn. It's just I don't fuck with it heavy, but there's people who do,
right.
and it's just like there's no way I could just be like, fuck yeah, Gilmore Girls, let's go. But like,
right. But
I
that's
just
because
can't be that person.
it's like small town. You know what I mean?
I think dudes don't be going ham for. I just like fall to me. It's like that's school time.
Mhm.
Boo. No more fun outside. Boo.
Yeah, describe the month of September.
Boring.
Hot
It's hot, yeah.
School. You back. Like depending on.
mosquitoes,
Monsoons.
monsoon season.
September is not a fun month.
And then
Right. Then we get into October.
October.
October is like, well,
Because what I usually do in October is I watch a movie like every day.
October we get into like
31 movies in one
immediate
month.
scary movie season.
Yeah.
October 1st is
Yeah.
scary movie season.
Of course we start with the kids, of course, and then we get into like our stuff like later in the night because
Mm-hmm.
Let's stab each other.
Right.
Let's
Mhm.
kidnap somebody.
October, that's when we're getting baseball playoffs going on. And then the World Series comes.
I do associate fall time with football
Mm-hmm.
because it's usually cold,
I sleep.
Thanksgiving, you know.
Associate fall with sleep. Let's sleep more. It's chilly. I got a blanket.
Yeah.
You stay in bed longer.
Oh, I start opening up the doors and the breeze come in.
I open up that window for sure. I sleep with the window open.
When we were in Maryland, it was beautiful. Like the leaves start turning. It's different here, but like the leaves start turning. It's chilly.
You liked it because you ain't never experienced. I'd be like, man, I gotta go outside and rake these wet ass leaves. It's fucking nasty outside. It starts becoming rainy. It's like that's bipolar Maryland weather.
That's the time you have to get ready for winter.
Everybody gets sick in September. Everybody going back to school, so you get sick.
Yeah, people are starting
October
to get sick
sucks.
here now.
And then you almost get now you give me a fucking report card in November and you basically ruining my Christmas, asshole.
Yeah.
You fucked my whole shit up. Cause you know I didn't do good. Cause I've been on the summertime. So I'm not doing good yet. I don't like the fall, if you can't tell. Fuck the fall. Let's get into winter, snowball fights, Christmas presents, sledding, snowboarding, cool
break.
movies.
School break.
Breaks. Then you get in there. Then we're moving into spring.
Yeah, all the video games come out.
Yes. Now we're moving into spring, and you're like, now I have something to look forward to because it's been so cold and messed up. Now spring hits, and you're like, now school about to be out. There's 3 seasons of the year that are dope. Fall can suck my ass.
Fall is probably
The fall of my existence.
the least. If we were ranking the seasons, but it's weird. If we were ranking the seasons, fall would be at the bottom.
For a man. Did you ask a woman?
But like, I do love Halloween. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But fall as a season, I'm good. Because I'm already fed up with the heat at this point. I'm ready for it to be cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. Being here, it's not getting cold until December. Like Christmas, it's like, okay, we'll chill it out with like 65.
Yeah.
And everywhere else, it's like snowing and it's 20 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's actual fall and actual winter and actual spring.
So here, there's definitely a bias. I think that's why we're more excited for fall to come, because it's like, I get to like.
It's as the
it's
temperature
coming.
is starting to make a curve a little bit.
The holidays are
little
coming.
by little.
And here, and then just the holidays bring the good vibes in.
Yeah, all the serotonin. It's nice. I do appreciate everybody being in a better mood.
Especially because, well, here at mom's house, like everybody, she decorates completely full out. So it's fall.
Yeah, she's a fucking
decorator.
decorator.
It's Halloween. You know it's Thanksgiving. She got the big ass turkey up there.
Yeah, we get the lights going on. And it's pretty cool. And then
you need a fireplace.
with the movie, you see that shit?
Mm-hmm.
With the movies, that's like my favorite part of any season.
That's when we start for real, that's when we start like our movie marathons. Like every day we're watching a themed movie. So like for Halloween, we get
like low key
October.
my favorite is like watching those movies in between Christmas and New Year's is like super. I love like just like watching movies in that time. You know what I mean? Because it's like still cold and it's like
yeah.
Because there's very few movies that are like New Year's and Christmas. You know what I mean? But like,
True.
I don't know. I just like that time span between Christmas and, because when you're on like winter break and Christmas is over, you still have like another week off
to enjoy
yeah
everything that you did. You're like, I'm just gonna sit and do nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, driving.
You got video games on Christmas and now you're just playing them for the rest of the week.
Right. You've seen all the family.
Mm-hmm.
Now all my obligations, like my social obligations, are done. Everybody's worn out. I might just get drunk and high on some eggnog because I got to get rid of all this shit, this food that's left over. Because work is coming on the 2nd or the 3rd or whatever,
or school.
It's back to normal, and you don't get a break for like another like
until like May.
Yeah,
like
from
5 to 6
January to like May, you don't get nothing.
Nonstop.
You just get spring break.
That's it.
Well, even for work, you work until there's like Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's even
and then
worse.
4th of July.
And that's still Memorial Day is still like April or May.
End of May.
So
you get
Nathan.
Jathan.
So
Jathan.
Yeah, I was in the group chat.
Oh, I get it.
So yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be talking about
kids or like lighthearted. That's like a lighthearted Halloween movies that are non-scary Halloween movies, and
I would say lighter hearted seasonal fall movies.
Yeah, just ones that put you in the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these are like just like Halloween. I don't know. Like I need to look at my list again, but like some of them are just like for me. They're all for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is what puts me in. That's the point of the list. Like this is what puts me in the mood for like, oh shit, it's about to be Halloween. Like getting that October. Because I didn't go with fall movies really. I went with like, oh shit, it's about to be Halloween. Like these are the movies like when I was a kid of like, oh shit, when I think of this movie, I think of Halloween in October right away. But then, with our podcast, next week we're going to do, actual scary movies.
Right.
I do want to do an episode where we watch, or what I'm going to do is watch every single Michael Myers movie. Every single one that's ever been made. I'm going to watch it.
Every single one?
When's the new one come out?
October 17th.
Sorry, we were talking about it, and I pulled up Instagram, and Hocus Pocus showed up.
All right.
The second
fucking
one.
listening to us.
Isn't that fucking crazy, dude?
And we're just like, huh?
Yeah,
Like
it's funny, but it's really not. It's like, dude, every time you have a conversation, something pops. That's kind of annoying.
It's kind of like, I don't know. I always think about that as like, oh shit, we were just talking about it and it popped up. Like, isn't that terrifying?
That's not a good. You're nosy. Like, and just like the main thing in any kind of neighborhood that we're from, it's like, dude, mind your fucking business, bro. Damn.
I don't like it. I don't like it because people are like, oh, Alexa might be listening to you. Like, Alexa is listening to you.
They're not a might be.
She's literally like.
So is Siri. So is fucking Ring.
They're
so
listening
is Amazon.
out
Everybody.
all the time for if you say, hey, Alexa, or whatever.
I think your TVs. I think some TVs, like your remote's listening.
Yeah,
to
if you have a microphone where you can talk into it, that shit's listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't know. Man, it's whatever. I don't care.
It's like I can't beat you. I don't have billions of dollars.
So,
I don't feel like setting up a VPN.
do you want to start talking about our lists? Oh, yeah, we're gonna do an episode first. I want to say we're gonna do an episode all about Michael Myers. All the Michael Myers movies, probably for the movie. We should do that when Halloween Ends comes out.
Is that in theaters or is it streaming?
It's in theaters. It's gotta be. The last one was. I saw Halloween Kills in theaters.
When would they do it simultaneous? Probably not. They might.
They might put them back in, or I know they're putting the original one back in, at Majestic Theater in Tempe. They're putting the first one back in, and they're putting the Batman back in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I gotta see that in IMAX. I can't. I don't know if I can watch it.
and then yeah, we'll expect that episode to come. Probably 2 episodes after this is when we'll do the Michael Myers one, where I want to like, I don't know, I guess rank them if I can, but like I want to watch like Halloween, then Halloween 2, then Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and then Halloween 4, 5, and then H2O, and then the Rob Zombie ones, and then Halloween Kills, and then there's at least 11 Halloween movies that I can think of. I think there's 11, but I think I can probably just knock out all of them in like a week.
This is the last Halloween movie because it ends, right?
Yeah, this is a trilogy. He's just doing a trilogy. For this Michael Myers, it's a Michael Myers trilogy, and I'm enjoying it. People fucking shit on it because it's like, oh, it's not true to the. Fucking do whatever you want. I don't care. It's
what?
I don't know.
I think it's pretty daggone true to what he is, pure evil.
I think it's fun. It's fun to watch. I don't really give a fuck about anything about it.
Yeah.
Like the craft of it. Like it's like if it's well shot or not. Like it's a Michael Myers movie. If you like Michael Myers, watch the movie and
It's a
enjoy it.
groundbreaking movie also. It's
Like be quiet. Watch the movie. Don't watch it if you're not. I don't know.
Everybody wants to be a critic now. That's the problem. Everybody wants to, and they want it. Everybody. The problem is everybody wants to be a critic and a contrarian. They can't like it if everybody likes it.
Because I used to have that like, oh, that's popular. That's not cool. Like I used to be like that forever, and I genuinely like did not like it because something was popular, and I still do sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's like, at least because I still do enjoy. Okay. Ultimate segue. Let's knock this out the way really quick. She-Hulk. You guys watched the new episode?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did. Oh, but wait. We're talking about episode 4.
Episode 4.
5th. But this is October 5th.
All the episodes are out by now. We're talking about episode 4.
Right, exactly.
Because there's gonna be 9 episodes. I looked it up how many episodes there's gonna be. There's gonna be 9. And I thought there was only going to be 6, which thank God there's going to be more because they need to do something. And then in this episode, they didn't do shit. I hated this episode. I literally, it finished. I was like,
she fought a bunch of bats and they made all men look like dickheads.
And nothing happened. Nothing happened for real.
Literally, it was a filler episode.
And I was like,
I felt bad for her when the dude was like, "Oh, you're not the Hulk lady no more," which I thought was kind of gay too. But
like,
Super gay.
I was like, "That's kind of gay, B."
He was, I want to be picked up, pick me up.
I thought that was cool. I was like, hell yeah.
Oh, I thought
That's
that was
what
cool
Rob
getting
said,
picked
too.
up. I was like, "Yeah, please."
I was like,
pick
yeah,
me
do
up.
that to me.
Please pick
I'll
me
let her
up.
do that.
Like, be me a baby.
I haven't picked. I haven't been picked up since I was like 4. So I would love
I'd
that.
be like, oh, pick me up. I'd be like, literally when she did that, picked him up from the couch or some shit. I'd be like, fire. That's so sick. I would love that.
Rob said the same thing.
I got turned on when she fell through the portal. I was like, I
Hell
banged
yeah.
the She-Hulk. I hit
I'd
that.
lay it down. Tatiana? No, for real though. But even in this episode, I saw her. I was like, she looked.
Cause that CGI, I told Amanda, I was like, you see her skin?
Yeah.
I was like, not when you give her pores. I was like, now she look a little bit prettier. Now she looks more like,
More realistic.
yeah. I like even the character, even the actress when she's just regular. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you're
regular.
pretty
That's what I'm
cute.
saying. Even her, I'm like, she look
Like,
good.
Yeah. She has that like that kind of cuteness.
Broad City.
Alana
Alana.
Glazer.
Is it Alana?
Yeah.
Abby is the other one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alana is Alana.
Alana Glazer. I follow her on Instagram.
Hilarious.
Are you even Jewish?
But yeah, She-Hulk hated the episode. Episode 4.
Terrible.
I was like,
It was
come
just.
on. I was like,
It was
let's
definitely more of a-
fucking
It
get
was a.
on
I
with
think
It was a filler
every
episode.
type of this type. What do you want to say? Fantasy, comic book, anime, all of that kind of stuff. Every single one of them has fillers.
But it is,
True.
there was like Mephisto reference from the lady.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I gave drops of blood for whatever.
I was trying to figure. I was like, "What demon?" I was like, "I know they're talking
For a
about
demon, yeah, I
somebody."
gave 6
And I was
drops
like,
of
and
blood
that's
to a
going to
demon.
show up again somewhere
Yeah, that's-
down the line.
What they had going on between her and Wong was hilarious.
I think that's the part.
Oh, when the Sopranos thing came on, I was like, Sopranos? Who the fuck? And then it cuts to Wong watching. I was like, fucking Wong's watching Sopranos, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ruined. Okay, well maybe the episode did. As far as Marvel stuff goes, that episode sucked. That was a regular TV show episode with Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Wong
shit
was
sucked.
just a regular person, which I kind of
And
liked.
literally
though.
after this episode, I was like, yeah, this whole concept of making it a law show is shitty. Don't do that. Like, this is a Marvel show. When have we done this ever before? We're like, oh, we're not going to make it. We're going to take a superhero and not make it a superhero show.
I think it goes back to like Civil War, because it's like you can't abide by the same laws and rules as a normal person.
I think it's also the feminist thing. I think it's also showing a woman in a job that has power. That's not because I guess.
But the thing is, like, no, make her a lawyer, but you're making it like a attorney at law show.
Yeah.
She-Hulk, attorney at law.
You leaned way too hard into the attorney
It's
at
like,
law.
yeah,
part.
make her a lawyer, but you're making this the show and not like doing badass Hulk shit.
But you know who got a lot of good reception? Who I've seen is the women. The women love this show,
That's
and
cool.
I think that's
good.
I was watching it, and
Good for
remember I
She-Hulk.
said the Ally McBeal vibe. I was like, a lot of women. I think. Let me say this: business wise, they're getting women into Marvel. If my mom and my sister and my cousins are hitting me up, I'm like, why? My mom was like, I wanted to watch it. I'm like, why the fuck are you watching She-Hulk? She was like, who's the Chinese guy? I just got so upset. I was like, don't ask me no more questions, because if you
That's
asking me who
crazy.
that guy is, you don't know anything
You don't know
about what's going
on.
on. I was like, just don't ask me no more
That's
questions.
insane.
But in my mom, I think women are really
what's-
into this.
I'm gonna say something it's a joke. I'm saying this as a joke. Preface, like, I'm sorry already, for people who get offended. So they have to make a shitty Marvel show for women to like it.
Yep. Because you know why? Men think all stuff that women watch is shitty. It's that antithesis. It's like,
But like, I'm still watching it.
It's the Gilmore Girl
it's
effect.
the Expendables. Like, Amanda be like, Jesus Christ, this shit is boring. I'm like, how could you possibly
No,
think that this
Tatiana.
is boring?
Tatiana was like, "You're watching The Departed." I'm like, "Don't you?
Like, you fuck get.
You have no idea. Like, oh, you're watching the Goodfellas again?
Yeah, it's like I was about to say something.
The
But
harder they
I'm
fall.
about to go super misogynist and make a joke, but I was like, I don't know if anybody will know that joke.
But yeah, I'm watching it, and literally, like, the episode ended. I watched it at like 7 a.m. because like I dropped Tatiana off at work. I came back home, was watching Nova until she fell asleep, and then I fucking on my phone watching it in bed, like petting Nova. I was watching it. The movie ended, or the show episode ended. I went downstairs. Damn, did you hear that?
That was Zoe.
Those
loud ass
allergies
sneeze.
are like whooping.
But I finished the episode, went downstairs. Mom was downstairs, and I was like, I'm watching the show She-Hulk, and she's like, like she's just being a mom, letting her son just get her shit off, just doing mom shit, and she's like, and I'm like, and this show sucks. Like, I don't know why I'm watching it week in, week out. Like, I do know why I'm watching it. I like Marvel, but it's like, why I'm addicted. It's like a drug. Like, this is so shit. It's like watching porn. I'm like, I don't like doing this. When I finish it, I feel shitty. I don't know why week in, week out, I'm just going for, I can't wait for the new She-Hulk episode.
Right.
But then
Because you know there's a chance that they could just like take it where you're like, oh, you're hitting me like a stock market. And they could just hit you with an episode. You'll be like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then it's just like,
you know that
This was all for a reason.
since, okay, there's a future release in Marvel that they're going to do next year. And I hope it comes sooner or something. But this is a law show, right? She-Hulk, attorney at law. But do you know who already showed up in the MCU who's also a lawyer?
I already told her. I was like, that's
Daredevil.
what they're setting up. Because I told her, I was like, she's going to get fired at the end of this.
Matt Murdock.
Yeah, she's going to get fired and she's going to have to go into business.
Where's
or at
Ben
least
Affleck?
work. Yeah.
Bring him back.
Oh, no. Not
No.
Ben Affleck. They need to put him back in Batman. I was against it at first. Now I want Ben Affleck. I want Ben Affleck as an older Robert Pattinson.
You know why? Because he banged J-Lo and they're married now officially.
And because he was
Ben
just a
Affleck.
good Batman.
No, Ben Affleck crushes puss. Like, he's got to.
They say he's a super cool dude.
I
Like, he's not
bet you we
regular.
would get along.
He's so raised, like he's regular as shit. You see him in all the video, all his pictures. He just be
He's
like
just smoking
outside with a
cigs.
cigarette with his glasses. Like, man, fuck a nice body. Fuck I look like.
Pause it.
He was about to get me. You would have thought his fingers got ate off.
She was going to bite him.
Oh, yeah.
It's fair enough. She was going to bite him.
And it was going to hurt.
Watching TV. He was like, she was about to get me. I'm like, I think he just got scared.
Yeah.
I was like, fair. She was gonna. I was like, she bites everyone. Like, she'll bite him.
Continuity. Should I clap or you got it?
No, we just kept going. I didn't stop.
That's not staying in, is it?
We'll see.
Depends on the vibe.
Yeah.
You'll
We'll
see how it really is.
Right.
But that was Nova about to bite Max. What were we talking about? Matt
She-Hulk.
Murdock coming into She-Hulk.
Daredevil. But they did that. It is possibly more than not going to happen because of Spider-Man.
What do you mean? Go
Like-
off. Go on.
Like bringing Daredevil in.
You don't think it's gonna happen?
No, I think it's gonna happen.
Oh, you think it is gonna happen? It is
more than likely.
More than likely, it is. Yeah, because he's already came in. They're gonna do a show.
Exactly.
18 episode show.
Exactly.
Of Daredevil next year.
Mm-hmm. And then we were talking about Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
And that
he's a billionaire
coming in to be a whole thing with Shang-Chi.
Yes. Okay.
And She-Hulk
the
and Hulk.
Defenders are coming back in.
They might.
I hope so, because the Wrecking Crew does, like, kind of. That is a good idea. I just got.
And you could woke it up again because you could bring Luke Cage
Jessica
back.
Jones.
Exactly.
You bring Luke Cage back. You bring Jessica Jones back.
And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Punisher.
Punisher might.
I don't see him coming in anytime soon, though. If I'm being honest.
No. I don't know.
Or
with it.
You know what got me like crazy? Because what was the dude's name? Was it Donnie Blaze? Was his name?
Yeah.
For a second,
I thought they were. You thought they were.
I was like, but they didn't name him that on purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For
it's
sure.
like
That was
Donnie
definitely
Blaze.
yeah.
That's so like.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but for a second, I was
The
like,
whole Mephisto thing, and like they were trying to like.
They had like the demons come out.
Yeah.
That's the portal that he
I was
opened.
like, Johnny Blaze, what the fuck?
He even
Like,
had the look, the leather jacket, the whole like.
yeah, I don't know. Now maybe it's like, okay, hear me out. Fucking crazy. Hear me out. What if? Because wait, what ethnicity was that dude that played him?
Who?
The Donnie Blaze.
He was white.
He was white. Okay. Oh well, Johnny Blaze is white.
Yeah.
What if he's like a criminal, right? And he needed to change his name, and so he changed his name to Donnie Blaze. And then they're gonna make fun of him. He's like, "You're gonna change your name to Donnie Blaze rather than Johnny Blaze." Turns out he's really Ghost Rider. Like, you know what I mean? What if he actually is Ghost Rider?
You think he's the Robbie Reyes guy?
I thought so, but it's like his name's already Donnie Blaze.
That would have been a nice little. But
is that his magician name?
Or he could change his name to Donnie Blaze, but his real name is Robbie Reyes.
That's what I was thinking.
So because they didn't want to say Johnny Blaze, because then people would.
I don't even think you can legally say Johnny Blaze. They probably
Disney
can't
can.
legally say it.
They bought FX. They own
That
it.
who owned it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Ghost Rider. So it turns out right now Disney Plus, or the writers of the show, right? The writers of She-Hulk are like, we can't say Johnny Blaze because then people are just gonna hop on and be like, that's fucking Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they say Donnie Blaze because that's actually Robbie Reyes. He needed to change his name to like hide from something. So he changed his name to Donnie Blaze. That's his like magician name, right? So because it's kind of similar to John. Sony owned it.
Going with Ghost Rider.
I thought it was Columbia. I don't know.
But you know, it's probably all the same. Columbia. Don't Columbia and Sony do a lot of work together? Don't one of them own each other or something?
Yeah, because Columbia did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
I was about to say, I think, doesn't Sony own Columbia? Or they just work together like
I think
DreamWorks
Sony
and...
might own Columbia. Yeah, let's fact check. But anyways, maybe that is Ghost Rider. Maybe that's like, oh, I had to change my name to Donnie Blaze.
Yeah. 3.4 billion.
Yeah. Sony ain't giving that shit up.
That was in 1989.
What?
I think they bought him. That Ella from LA Times 1989 it says. But anyway, yeah.
But maybe that is Ghost Rider.
And they can't legally use Johnny Blaze.
You can legally say Robbie Reyes.
You can say Robbie
though.
Reyes because they already did that.
That's the smartest. The thing that people don't recognize what Marvel was really doing, like the Marvel now, was like, oh, a bunch of people own all the shit that we have. We'll just make a like another version, because like the original Human Torch wasn't originally Johnny, not Johnny Blaze.
Well, his name's Johnny something.
Johnny Storm.
Okay.
It wasn't originally him. So I was like, Marvel has a history of just being like, that's not you no more. This is the new Ghost Rider.
But there is, if you look on Disney Plus, the Marvel Legacy universe, they did announce some movies were not a part. They literally said this movie's not a part of the MCU, and this movie. They said that the Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four. They said that one. They were like announced. They were like, that one's not a part of the MCU.
Right, because
like
then
we're disowning that one.
They put a whole bunch of new characters into those positions.
You just make it. And I told my mom, I was like, multiverse makes anything. I was like, that was just another universe.
But I don't think they said that about the Fantastic Four with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba. They didn't say it about that movie. They only said it about the Miles Teller one.
Is it because of the studio it's under?
No, just because of the story.
Oh.
Because it would just...
And probably because of the success of the story. Yeah. Probably because of the success of the movie and that no one liked it. They're like... And the story probably does... It's probably too complicated with two... There's already 2 other Fantastic Four movies. It's probably... They're like, no, let's get rid of one.
With
which one can we go off of?
Yeah.
The one that made millions of dollars.
The one that people liked and enjoyed. And I think that's why they didn't disown the X-Men. They were like, no, let's bring that. Like when they bought FX, they got X-Men and they got Fantastic Four.
Right, but that's how we got Inhumans instead of mutants.
And that failed.
And then
that turned from a movie into a show, and that show is still
terrible. I told Amanda I watched it. I was like, that was probably one of the worst Marvel.
Because Shield, Agents of Shield, built it up perfectly.
Yeah, that
and then
was
it
for
was like
Agents of Shield was for like, I think that was ahead of its time because they were trying to do kind of like what they're doing now is like having the little series between the movies.
Yep.
And Agents of Shield, I think it was ahead of its time because they didn't have the platform. They just put that shit on like Fox.
Yeah.
Like before like the X Factor.
And also
came on.
because they didn't have the rights yet.
They still didn't.
Fox.
They were still doing the weird thing that the Defenders were like that they were doing in Netflix. Like nobody could specifically say the thing that's going on that's making this happen. So every time something happened, like
the
Winter Soldier,
something.
Winter Soldier thing and the Shield thing, that was a huge crossover, but they never like actually said this is what's happening. There was a Hydra turnover in Shield, and that was like the best season. That shit was crazy. But other than that, you're just like, they just never really mentioned it. Shield was just now this undercover. What's his name died. Now they're getting into Coulson being dead, which I did like how they explained why he came back to life and shit like that. So that was good. That started that filled that gap that everybody was trying to fit. Yeah. Maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a test run. It was like let's see how this goes.
Because Agent Carter is old too.
Nobody talks about Agent. That was true MCU. They were like, no, this is from its inception was like, this is a part of the MCU. Like this is directly all of those Dum Duke and all those people from the first Captain America movie. They're like, that's what this is based directly after the events of that movie. But even when he goes back in time,
I was just about to say, I'm sure if you watch Agent Carter,
there was the same exact. I bet you, like you said, maybe that scene is in the fucking show somewhere at the end of it or something like that.
I wouldn't doubt it at all.
But I was like, you kept her MCU. With that TV
We're just
show.
gonna keep talking Marvel until fucking Wakanda Forever comes out because I'm waiting. The more I watch like Moon Knight and She-Hulk, the new episodes of She-Hulk, I'm just like, God damn it, I can't wait for it. Because She-Hulk, okay, everything's leading to. They already announced Fantastic Four movie, but everything is leaning towards Fantastic Four because She-Hulk in the comics was friends with Fantastic Four, and Wakanda Forever Namor doesn't like Namor and something lead towards Doctor Doom.
Namor is the only thing I know about Namor for sure is that he is Illuminati and that he is the only one that was anti-sending Hulk off planet. He was the only one that the Hulk in World War Hulk said, "I'm gonna leave y'all alone because I know you're the only one that said this ain't right." That's the only thing I know about Namor. Because Namor, to me, every time I've read about him, he has always been positioned as like not an anti-hero, but he did start off as like everybody's villain. He's like ocean against Earth people. He does not like Earth dwellers. He's like Aquaman, like you poison our oceans.
Right.
I just feel like there's gonna be like a Doctor Doom appearance somewhere.
Doctor Doom is so
whether it's in Baby at the End of She-Hulk or Wakanda Forever.
He's so when you read about him too, his biography is like 7 pages long. He literally touches, I think, every single team hero. Like everybody's coming in contact with Doctor Doom. So that is a real like you can do whatever you want with him type of character. Because of you can make the Avengers fight him after Kang. You're like, okay, well this is who you
yeah, because they did. Because then with that you get Galactus, and then with that, so they gotta like.
Because we still don't forget the Eternals. Because Galactus might be positioning Galactus as one of the
Thor: Love and Thunder,
Celestials.
Thor: Love and Thunder, we got Eternity.
Yeah,
like we literally got.
You got to see it. And the second time we've seen Heart of Eternity, mind you. And then we just watched Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and I told Amanda, I said, I know at least 3 of those dimensions. I was like, one of those was the actual living tribunal, like God, like the God above all.
That's the
God.
like.
He's above eternity.
That's like in Marvel Comics, I
think he's right underneath. There's a one, I told Amanda, there's a one above all.
I think that's the name, right?
Below all. Living Tribunal is like a step below him.
Okay.
He's like
but the one above all is literally
the one above.
Yeah.
That's why he's called that. Like he's
God.
Yes.
Of the multiverse.
Now the Living Tribunal is like if God were to be split into pieces, I think the Living Tribunal is like the eyes of God. You could say like he sees everything past, future that's going to happen, and doesn't enter. It just be sitting there like I can't do shit. The Watcher sees everything.
The Living Tribunal is like the algorithm in Tenet.
Yes. Perfect example. Perfect example.
But, I'm just trying to think like how are they going to redeem themselves
from She-Hulk?
For She-Hulk, which
they're gonna come in the end with something big.
I don't dislike the show because I am giving them the
all the episodes are out by now, and they're probably like, you guys are tripping.
Right.
I really do love. I like to give them the room to operate with some creativity.
I think I will forever like give Marvel the benefit of the doubt because they're doing what every little kid ever wanted when they were reading comic books.
It's all we want. I was like, and plus I think Marvel it's like, let's be honest, man. Like, I don't want comic books to die, but reading takes place like here now most of the time. Like most of it is happening. You need to be able to keep the next generation and be like comic books. I watched 17,000 hours worth of Marvel content. Cause we're just talking about the movies and shit. There's still like all the other shit that they have going on.
It's like the Harry Potter books. Like I could just watch the movies.
That's gonna be and that Harry Potter, Marvel, all of that lore will I was just reading about like Lord of the Rings and their lore and shit like that. Like he wrote this stuff in the 1920s and 30s.
It's deep.
And that shit is like
World War I.
Deep.
He wrote that in 1917.
This shit, and then his son kept it going
because he was serving in World War I.
I'm talking about lore, like this. It's so deep. I'm like, there's no way this is not in like alternate universe.
Exactly.
Because I'm talking about everybody has a name. There's a lineage. There's a made up language that has phonics to it. Like there's phonetics to it. Like you look it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Marvel and them are like, oh, we need like. Marvel's already going to be Lifetime, but now Disney said, let's go ahead and get a piece of that.
Yeah,
Lifetime.
I would love Marvel. I mean, that's kind of what they're doing, but I would love Marvel to just make it like a soap opera where it just keeps going and these heroes just like grow up or some shit, and and they just like,
why can't we do that? Because fucking Days of Our Lives has been on for 40 years, 50
that's
years.
what The Walking Dead wanted to do.
Yeah,
they wanted to do like a soap opera. They're like, the story just goes on for decades.
I wonder what the downfall of The Walking Dead was.
Probably the source material.
You ran out.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Marvel could do a soap opera because you have
literally like more than 20,000 books of source material. 20,000 books of source material.
You might have like hundreds of storylines you could even.
Yeah, like you could take one issue of a comic book or take like 3 issues of one comic book and make it a movie. That's a movie.
You could do mini runs.
Oh yeah.
You could do all kinds. It's never going anywhere. And I don't know if we'll ever get tired of it.
I wouldn't.
I'm going to be 60, 70 years old with the grandchildren being like, let it go. We're going to do a new Marvel movie. It's in 7D this time.
So did you see the movie Tolkien?
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I did add it to my watch list on Letterboxd.
So
I do want to watch it.
It goes into the creation of him creating.
It's a biopic.
Yeah.
I do want to watch it.
Like the
that
Lord
came
of
out
the
like
Rings.
not that long ago, like 2016.
No, 2019.
Did he do drugs?
Nope.
Well, I guess we'll find out in the movie.
He was super smart though.
It's always something when them people be doing them hobbits and not hobbits like dwarves and shit.
Yeah, it goes because I remember in the beginning of the movie, like
Have you seen
his
it?
imagination was just like his imagination was just like wild. Like he don't even want to talk about none of the shit that they're talking about. He's like, so do you think this is like
he has
a cool?
Asperger's.
Yeah, he think this is like a cool language, and he just like runs with that shit.
It sounds real too. They tell you what it's like, it's based off of Germanic because he was in the war.
He was a linguist.
He was a linguist. Yeah,
he was like it's based off of all these different languages, and he was
trying to create, and he's like essentially trying to create his own language based off.
He literally created
did.
languages like on his free time.
But I mean, that's the same thing with Star Trek. They have their own, like that Klingon and Vulcan shit.
It's real.
They teach that. Like,
they teach that. You can do it on Duolingo. They're like, you can learn Vulcan. I'm like, what?
You can learn Elvish.
That's cool.
From, that world.
The laka. That's what they be saying.
Legolas.
Yeah. Hey, that nigga real, bro. I just watched the Return of the King.
Are you guys watching the Game of Thrones show?
Not yet.
I've heard it was great.
We gotta give it. We gotta get it.
I've heard people fuck with this show because I even heard the Mallory Bros because they watched Game of Thrones, and they were like that new House of the Dragons or whatever. They were like that show is fucking good.
I think we binge it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, that's what you guys said last time. But
because I can't take it, man. I can't take. Then when the Game of Thrones was out, I was like, this week in between is murdering.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing with She-Hulk. I'm like, fuck, I can't wait. I think I would be less mad if I just waited and just watched all of them, especially 30-minute episodes.
You should wait until this episode comes out and then
and just rewatch all of them.
Rewatch all of them.
That's probably what I'll do because it's easy to watch, but I don't know.
And it's also. This is the first time also like they're tackling a lot of pop culture stuff. Megan Thee Stallion, texting.
It's so forced with the Megan Thee Stallion. I like that she was in the show. I fuck with Megan Thee Stallion, but it's like so forced. They said her name. They said the name Megan Thee Stallion like 12 times in one episode.
I did think they said. I was like, you don't have to keep saying it.
But that's just trademark.
Megan Thee Stallion. It's like Jesus Christ. You don't have to make
money every time they said
and it's just like, God damn, is this forced? Like, we get it.
She's coming. We know. But I said it one time and then surprised us.
It also had to be like that ridiculous. You know
now
what I mean?
They are going over the top. Is that what they're trying to? Are they doing? Because that's the problem with Marvel. They're smart. They could be doing this to you on purpose.
Yeah, they could be fucking with us.
They can literally
Yeah.
be like, I know they don't really like it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's meant to make you feel the way that you
But
feel.
at least with like WandaVision, remember it was like the 50s sitcom, and then
Mhm.
the next week it was the 60s. Like the first 2 episodes, you were like, okay, what are they doing?
Right.
2 episodes. Keep in mind, 2-hour-long episodes.
Mhm.
But even at the end of those episodes, where you see like the glitch,
Yes.
or like there'll be like a weird,
You're like,
wait, what the fuck is that?
But we've only gotten like 2 hours worth of
by the
viewing
time the
time.
second episode came out of WandaVision, we had, you're right, 4 episodes, we only got 2 hours worth of She-Hulk.
Then
So we're gonna have to wait for this next week or two.
Because especially when WandaVision, when Kitty, I don't know.
but the fact that we have 2 hours of She-Hulk and basically nothing has happened. Essentially nothing has happened. All we got is but I'm saying in 2 hours, nothing has happened. All we got for real that's on the scheme of the time of the MCU is an explanation of why Abomination was in Hong Kong. And that's it.
Yeah, but
And
that
that was
sets,
like 5 minutes of one episode.
but that sets it up for the timeline to be before really this last
it was
whole
before the
set.
Shang-Chi movie.
Yeah, before Shang-Chi.
What came after Shang-Chi timeline-wise?
Doctor Strange.
So this is before
Before Doctor Strange.
This is before the wedding.
Shang-Chi.
This has to be before,
This is before,
WandaVision. Not WandaVision, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. And then before the Spider-Man. What is it called?
No, it's after Spider-Man because
Wong did.
He's like, I'm not making people forget about or wiping people's memories again.
Yeah, he's like, that turns out messy. Yeah, so I was like, okay, this is post that, but this is definitely pre Multiverse of Madness. It has to be.
I think it's during. I think all that's happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange. I think
it's concurrently happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So that means all of this has to come
because none of them are near each other.
But what I'm confused with is Shang-Chi.
This is
because we saw Abomination in Shang-Chi. Does that mean Shang-Chi was after Spider-Man?
I think that was happening concurrently also.
With She-Hulk. But I don't know, we just got Shang-Chi
because he has to
ago.
Be is this pre-Wong saying we need your help?
Exactly.
That cutscene, this might be in between Wong saying I need your help, come with us.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes to get Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
He might be bringing Shang-Chi
this
into...
She-Hulk might be the build-up to, hey, we need your
Marvel.
help. This might be that.
You just got me back in on She-Hulk. I mean, I've been in.
But this is
when they loop it all in and was like, hey, Wong,
this is what they should have did. This is what
because you were thinking to yourself, even when he came and got Shang-Chi, you're like, oh, Wong really an Avenger now. What's been going on?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, now the She-Hulk thing, he's coming back.
Wait. Is it because of this demon shit? Do you think he's gonna come get Shang-Chi?
Because they opened up a portal.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, opening up that portal, you saw it. I was like, that's a bad place. That's inside of that portal.
Exactly. But that in the mind of what's his name?
Shang-Chi?
No.
Donnie Blaze?
Yes.
Yeah.
When he was like, oh, this is gonna disrupt time continuum type of thing.
They let us know stuff in Marvel movies.
I need to rewatch all of this shit.
They let us know stuff because it's like they say it in the middle of a joke. It's like, well, you think Wong is just being extra, but it's like he's probably being dead ass serious. Like you're fucking with shit that you really shouldn't be playing with. Like you're playing with a swing
the universe.
ring.
You said it will end the universe as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
If this dude fucks up.
Yeah,
right.
If you keep messing with it. This isn't something to be messed with.
And he opened up the portal. He could not close it. Wong had to close it.
Because now we're getting into a third type of battle. Now you got still the magic. Now you got the celestial battle, people in space, street level, the Young Avengers. And now you get into Shang-Chi and because Iron Fist was super magic related. Like Elektra gets brought back to life inside of dragon blood. Like it's fucking very
And
magical.
Hulk is still in space.
Yeah.
Fury is still
We're
in
doing
space.
3 different and they're
Hulk
gonna
is
have
still
to
gone.
come back for
Captain
the fight for
Marvel
the war.
is in space, but she's coming back down to fucking Earth.
Because with Daredevil,
You didn't watch Miss Marvel, did you?
mm-mm,
She shows up in Miss Marvel.
that's fire.
She lands.
I
And it's
got
like boom, and she's like, "Where the fuck am I?"
Are all the episodes out of Miss Marvel?
Oh yeah,
Okay, I'm watching those shit.
that show's actually not bad.
It's actually
I
good.
love the Muslim aspect of that show.
It definitely adds like a whole other like tone to it, and it makes it like funny, interesting.
I gotta watch those shows before Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah,
Like the shows I missed out on.
because I guarantee you there's gonna be something in there. You
And-
definitely have to watch What If.
I
You
need to
gotta
watch.
watch What If.
I need to watch What If. I need to watch Miss Marvel. I need to rewatch Shang-Chi before this new episode of She-Hulk.
Yeah, that would be. Even though we've seen like
I've only seen it twice.
We got an hour. Let's get to these.
Oh fuck, Menda! I
Let's get
forgot
to
we're doing
these.
that.
Let's get to these family Halloween movies.
Halloween movies.
ready. Okay, so family
Halloween movies.
Halloween.
How was it making this list?
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things to pull from. There's a lot of things that we just watch just to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Actually, okay, go. What's your number 5?
My number 5 was
Number 5 and why?
The Addams Family.
Ooh, which one though?
Christina Ricci.
Christina
First
Ricci.
one, Family, Addams Family. The first one or the second one? Don't forget, it's 2 movies. People forget that the second
one where
is
she
the
goes
one.
to the camp.
I think that's the second one.
The second one?
I'm pretty sure that's
The
the second
1991 one? I think that's
That was one of the movies. I thought that was the original one. Addams Family Values, I think.
Is it that one? It's all Addams Family.
Addams Family. Never seen it, Menda.
You've never seen Addams Family?
Mm-mm. Dead
I think
air.
it's The Addams Family, 1991. So it would be the first one.
Okay.
Nice. Why?
It just gets you like in that.
Second one's where Uncle Fester gets blown up.
It gets you in that mood, you know.
For you? What about
Yeah.
the first time you watched it?
First time I watched it,
How many times have you watched it? What do you love about it? Go.
okay, watched it 1,000 times. Vibe, aesthetic,
Is that
it's
Tim
hilarious.
Burton?
I don't think so.
No, it's Barry Sonnenfeld.
Ooh, he did Men in Black. He did Wild Wild West. He did a lot of Will Smith things. Barry Sonnenfeld did a lot.
That makes sense. The tone is the
It
same.
had mini Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci.
Ricci?
They say that in Community.
No, it's
like-
this one. Addams Family Values is the one with the turkey dance. That's the second one, right? 1993. Go ahead.
Yeah. So love it. Gets you like in the mood of like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
something kooky, something spooky.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still lighthearted enough for the kids to be like, okay, you know, I'll watch it. And that leads you into watching all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the other 2 that come after that.
Yeah.
And then now they have the animated Addams Family, the new one.
Yeah. Yeah, they
And
do.
the kids love that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. I did see like some like
Mhm.
clips of that or whatever when they're being advertised.
Yeah.
But
So the kids love that. And it actually was not that bad. It was actually pretty cool.
solid
Concept
pick,
of it.
Menda. Love it. For me,
So you go number
5. You might be upset that this is my number 5,
Okay.
that it's ranked so low. But Hocus Pocus, which is probably your number 1.
It
I
is my
think
number
anybody
1.
could guess that's your number 1.
It is my number 1.
We've mentioned that 90,000 times.
Hocus Pocus. I'm not the biggest fan, of Hocus Pocus. I'm not like I don't know. It's like, but the reason why it's on my list is because
Gets you in.
It does get you. It never fails.
It hits
if it's
you.
on, you're like, oh, like we're around. Are we? Oh shit, it's October.
Yep.
Like kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is one of those movies, and that's what I enjoy about it. I like the.
Oh, if Hocus Pocus on, it's.
It really
it
gets the like. That kind of cartoonish, like Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica, like all of them, just kind of their style of like witch is like so like. It gets you like, oh shit,
and then like the setting for it, like the town, and
it's just all so it makes you
very
feel good. It makes you feel good. So I do fuck with Hocus Pocus as an aesthetic, just as like a have it on in the background kind of movie. I don't think I would ever be like, let's watch Hocus Pocus, but it's like if it's on, sweet.
When I was Zoe's age, so like 9, 10. Every time I would spend the night at grandma's house.
Yeah, pop in that VHS.
It was time. Pop it in. It was already rewound because she made you rewind it before you put it back in the box.
If it wasn't for grandma, I don't think I would know what a VHS is. Because she's the only one in the family that had VHS player and the actual VHS tapes like stacked up next to the TV. But we were there all the time, so it's not like this close where I didn't know.
Right.
We were just there all the time.
Yeah.
But because we already had like DVD players and shit like that.
Oh yeah, Dad was on it.
But
he was like, "Oh, there's the combo. You got the VHS and the DVD player. Got it."
And this is still like.
You got the DVD player.
I do want like a VCR because I have like these old VHS tapes, but I want to buy the old like Star Wars VHS, to see because if you look at Disney Plus, like Star Wars, it's so like they take out scenes and they like cut different. It's like edited differently.
Oh yeah,
but I want to see like
the remastered version, which is a re-edited version.
Yeah, they like redo the movie. It's a different cut of the movie. Like I want to go back and watch the original, like what people saw this for the first time. This is what they saw.
Yeah, like Titanic.
Yeah, like I want to see those movies because they be taking shit out.
You need to see Titanic one time. It's another movie. One time.
Titanic.
Never watched it.
2 VHS tapes.
I never watched Titanic.
You're talking about
I literally
3.5 hours.
It's a long ass movie. I know it doesn't pique my interest. I don't think I'll ever get around to it.
Dude, watch go on YouTube and just watch like the movie. They have like the 10 clips of like the best parts of the movie. Just do that. And that's
no, I did go to when I was young. Dad took me to like a Titanic museum.
The Arizona Center.
Shit.
They make you could touch the iceberg and all that.
I just saw the real thing.
You go down where like the passengers were.
You see all like the clothes and like shoes.
Yep.
There, but yeah, Hocus Pocus was my number 5. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Halloween Town. All of them. Just clump them together.
All Addams Family.
Because we will watch.
5.
Yeah.
Halloween Town
all the Addams Family movies are fire.
Yeah.
The animated ones.
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm saying. You got to put it all together because if you watch one, you're gonna watch the next one. If we watch Halloween
a
Town,
Wednesday, like Netflix series. I think?
It's gonna be so sick.
I figured you already heard about it. But Halloween Town,
all of them. If we watch the first one, the next night we're gonna watch the second one, and then the next night we're gonna watch the third one.
Calabar's Revenge, Halloween Town
High.
Yes.
Halloween Town High. Yeah, this is a very specific vibe too.
Very.
That's a very like, whoa, like almost like it's stuck in its time in a way.
Oh yeah. That's pure nostalgia.
They did not re-edit that too. It cuts out.
You know why I don't like it?
Were.
You know why I'm not a fan of Gilmore Girls or not a big fan of Hocus Pocus or Halloween Town is because all of those are stuck in their time. The soundtrack, just the way they talk, it's so like
I also
this
think
came out in the late 90s for sure, early 2000s for sure. Like,
yeah, but also it's like that small town vibe.
Yeah.
It has a dum 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 like that kind of music.
There's a town
Zelda.
there's a town square everybody knows everybody. Everybody does, you know what I mean?
Both of those movies are.
It's all of that.
Yeah.
And for you, you're like, there's no fucking city buses. There's no, skyscrapers.
The music has to match the aesthetic of the movie.
Right. So when you get those movies like that, you're gonna get the little right.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get that everybody's on a bike, everybody's walking their fucking dog.
You always hear bling bling. You always hear that in all those.
Yep.
Even in 2022, it's like, who the fuck using a bell bike or bike bell? Nobody, but they still bling bling. They still do
That's
that.
the
shit.
paleta man.
That's true.
He'd be like, ding, ding. He'd be pulling up.
My number 4 is Monster House.
That's a good one.
Because when I was a kid, I was actually scared of it.
Zoe, yeah, she'd be like, I like that movie, but she'd be really scared.
That movie's sad too.
It is creepy though. The old man is creepy.
The old man?
Was that Up before Up?
A scary version.
Yeah.
The scary version of Up. Because when you find out the story, you're like, that's super sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good one.
I fuck with Monster House. They had a video game too. Monster House video game. Yeah, for the PlayStation 2. Lit. Fuck with your boy.
I told them, man, they don't do that no more.
They
I was like, back in the day, there just a movie comes out, you're like, oh, there's going to be a game for this. Like, they're going to make a game for this now.
For sure.
But there was so many movie games.
Now they don't have shit. Or they would make like movies off of new games.
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe like a few years later they make a movie off of like Max Payne.
Yep.
Max Payne comes to my mind immediately. But it's like, I don't know.
But everybody plays Call of Duty and fucking...
Right, but that's how you got
Even in... I'm literally about to go online because I just thought of it right now. John Woo, Hong Kong filmmaker, made a video game.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his movies comes with the video game on another disc. Like it's a double.
Lit.
And I was like, they don't do that anymore.
That's lit.
And I was like,
the Matrix video game.
Mm-hmm. There was like there was a Spider-Man video games like that went along with the movie. There was fucking the Incredibles video game.
They were the Spider-Man video game. It wasn't like this one where it's like another. It's basically like they have like a game reverse now.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's like Earth 899.
Right. When the Pokemon video games came out after the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the drop?
I don't know.
But I think the game came out first before
all of it.
What?
The movie, the Pokemon movie. I'm pretty sure the game was out before that. When Mewtwo and when Ash turned to stone.
Yeah.
That was definitely after the game. That is a spoiler if you ain't never seen it. Ash turns to stone.
There's also 50 different.
We're talking about the original.
Yeah, we're talking about original Pokemon.
Pokemon movie where you're like, they was in theaters. They were putting out promo stuff with like gold coins and shit.
Yes.
What's your number 3, Amanda?
Number 3 is Beetlejuice.
I don't think I have a Tim Burton on my list, which is probably like frowned upon.
Right.
It's almost anti-Halloween.
You have to have at least
But no,
one.
here's the thing. Here's why I don't.
He's the reason why fucking Hot Topic is still in business.
That's a fact.
Here's why. Because I was going to put Nightmare Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. But I was like, that's also has to do with Christmas. So I wanted to kind of just stick to only Halloween. But then I was like, you know what else puts me in there? Batman Returns. But I was like, but that's also Christmas. So I was just like, a lot of Tim Burton also involves Christmas. So I was like, that's why I didn't kind of involve any of it. But Beetlejuice, yes.
Beetlejuice is
iconic. That's like, Beetlejuice is Beetlejuice.
That's funny how his aesthetic is Halloween. But he is didn't he do a Grinch movie? Didn't he do the Grinch movie?
No. That was
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton did not do the Grinch movie.
What did he do?
I'm gonna look it up.
Ron Howard, I want to say, did the Jim Carrey one.
The one with
Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
That was Ron Howard. That was in 2000.
You talking about the animated one?
Oh, that's where I saw it. He was supposed to direct How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Then they signed on Ron Howard.
Oh.
That's where I read that.
But yeah, I was gonna do Beetlejuice, or I was gonna do Nightmare Before Christmas, but I was like, but that involves Christmas, because that could put you in a Christmas mood too. But I was gonna say that also Batman Returns, because that's like Halloween for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like Tim Burton with Batman. How much better can you get with that? Like,
I think it's like
best costume design.
Yeah, because of like the dark aesthetic, like the goth.
But then you watch it and you're like, oh, it's Christmas. This is like they're saying Merry Christmas and it's snowing.
Like, they have the wreaths on the light poles and all that.
And I was like, I don't know. And so I just didn't even pick one. But Beetlejuice is a good one. I think that's like one of Tim Burton's, out of his many iconic movies, that's one of his most iconic, because that's like people are dressing up as Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
During Halloween, you'll see at least one person dressed up. But that's a good pick. Is it my number 3 now?
Yes.
My number 3 is E.T.
That's a good one. Halloween.
E.T.
That was almost on my list of Halloween.
I don't remember the first time I watched it. I don't remember how old I was, but I do remember seeing it, and I was just like, oh, it is like the best movie you can show a little kid. Like it's so good. That's the Spielberg effect. Is E.T. Because it's so just like mesmerizing. You're just like you're glued after you see E.T. Like that'll be your favorite movie until you see another great movie. Like once you watch E.T., you'll be thinking about it for a while after you watch it. Because it's so fucking good. It's iconic. It's
very heartfelt.
Even as like a grown adult, you'll watch it and you'll feel like a little kid. Because you're like,
definitely. It's definitely a like an 80s aesthetic.
Yeah.
And it has like Halloween and all of that.
Yeah, it just kind of gets you in that feel good Halloween vibe.
Definitely starts that, because then you got Drew Barrymore and then you got Firestarter and then it gets into that like
you just Halloween. Have like a chain of like connection.
And then Spielberg, then you get into like Stephen King and
and you could just go from Stephen King. You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll have an episode about him.
And just get into a deep dive.
That'll be our next episode. Next episode is going to be our Stephen King Hall of Fame of best Stephen King adaptations. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank God. My number 2. Or your number 3? Your number 3.
My number 3 was Beetlejuice. Oh,
my number 3. It was E.T. And then your number 2.
My number 2 was Harry Potter. All of them.
That's just fall, huh?
That's completely fall.
Like not even fuck Halloween. This is like
I think it gives you the sorcery kind of vibe, you know?
You're in this England, it's always fucking rainy and cold. Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah. I think it's in the realm of like Hocus Pocus.
It's always that, like when they're going back to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
And like the weather and like they're on the train and they have the scarves and the jackets.
Yeah.
Everybody's buying candy from the
Chamber of Secrets and Sorcerer's Stone and shit like that.
Yeah. They have like the dining hall like lit with like the pumpkins.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like
it's sick.
I feel that. I wouldn't have thought of that as like a
it brings in and then like the like the music and stuff also.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom,
like
boom.
all of that just like
you can high-key watch that into Christmas.
Yeah.
Even when it starts getting snowy.
Like you could do a marathon.
Yeah.
From like
for sure. Because then it's like chilly.
Did the Harry Potter game come out ever? Sorry, go ahead. There was supposed to be like an open world Harry Potter game.
An open world one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like Skyrim, but Harry Potter, which is lit.
Yeah. That John Williams.
I remember when the first Harry Potter game came out.
That shit looked so fun. But that John Williams score.
February 2023.
Oh.
Nice.
Hogwarts Legacy.
That'll be sick.
Open world RPG.
Amanda's about to be.
Amanda's about to be right
first
there.
Time
She'll
I'm
be
a
like,
gamer.
bring it back. She'll like, bring that PlayStation out here on the big screen.
You can kids are gonna be like, can I play? Be like, fuck no.
Be like, fuck no.
Because you become your own wizard in this one.
Oh, Amanda's all over.
You're
Amanda
not Harry
is
Potter.
all over that. I already know it.
If I was to, I said that the first time when we first brought it up. if I was to ever get into gaming, that'd be my.
See, imagining your hands on the controller makes me laugh.
I put on the.
Just like the controller's so big.
Right, it's just the little hands, and she's like.
I put on Roman's glove, and that shit fit on my hand. Because we were there, Max wanted me to play like doctor, and he had his little Spider-Man spider, and he's like, "Mommy, my spider's sick," and he's like, "Put the glove on," and I was like, "Okay." So I put the glove on. I was like, "Damn, that shit fit."
Finger in the hand, little as shit.
You gotta make a Twitch, Menda.
It's Unreal Engine 2, the open world. Game, right?
Menda, that's gonna be such a good game. All right, my number. Okay, my number 2 is Young Frankenstein, the Gene Wilder movie.
Okay,
from the 70s.
okay, definitely your vibe for sure.
That shit is so funny, and I think it's like genius. And I just like, as I get older, I'm like, oh, this was actually like a genius like movie. Mm-hmm. It's like actually so like
I didn't get it
because it's a spoof movie.
Yeah, I didn't get it until I was older, because then I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. This is weird.
It's just funny, like because they're making fun of old movies.
Also with Gene Wilder and like Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
you know, I already was like
the 70s.
Yeah,
because he was a cool Willy Wonka too. Gene Wilder, he was like the perfect, because his choice to make it like scary.
Yeah,
was like super cool. I really like how he did that. And
no, you cannot have it. He starts yelling at Charlie.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, I really love Gene Wilder, R.I.P. But in Young Frankenstein, them like the fact that they made a Frankenstein movie, and I just think it's genius that they're like, what if we did a Frankenstein movie, but it's like the grandson of like Victor Frankenstein, and then you know what I mean? And then they're like,
and he's just fucking everything up,
and he's just like, no, it's funny because in the movie he's literally like, oh yeah, I know what my granddad did. Like he's like, I just think it's super funny and like meta that he's just like, yeah, I know my granddad did, but he's like such a purist scientist. He's like, no, I don't fuck, like that's not what scientists are supposed to do. But then he ends up doing that, and I think it's funny because I love like Frankenstein, the story of like reading Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and then watching, you know, the Boris Karloff original one, and then seeing this when I'm like 10, 11 or 12 years old.
It's like a scary movie. And you're like
they're literally,
I get it.
Yeah.
It's more fun. It's funnier because you've seen all of the movies. You've seen Scream, like you've seen all of those
Halloween,
movies. Yeah,
you've seen The Grudge. Like when you watch Scary Movie, you're like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you're like, that's funny.
But like in Young Frankenstein, they're like making fun of basically just old movies. Because even like I think on the DVD they had like interviews, because Titi bought the DVD and then I watched it. And then I remember like seeing like, you know, when the movie ends, it takes you to like the special features menu. And then they had like interviews with Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder. And they were like, we wrote it, or Gene Wilder came up with the idea of the movie, like concept of the movie. And then Mel Brooks was like, okay, I'll go. He's the director. And he was like, okay, I'll take this to the studio. Cause he's like, what if we made it in black and white and made it sound like the old movies and look like the old movies?
Yeah.
He's like, what if we do that and shoot it in black and white? And they're like, that'd be amazing. And so he goes to the studio. He's like, if you don't let us shoot in black and white, we're not going to make it. And so they were like, basically force the studio to let them make it. And like in that old style. And it's just super like funny. Gene Hackman is in it. It has like a little like cameo role, which I looked it up. He did that role for free. He just wanted to be in the movie. Like he wanted like a small role. He was like, "Can I be in it?" And then his like little cameo was like funny because he's like being like creepy and shit. But then he leaves. And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck? I was gonna make espresso." And like literally, I watched it last night or the night before. I watched it. I was like really high with Tatiana. And I was watching it, and literally when Gene Hackman, the guy walks out the door, and Gene Hackman is like, I was going to make espresso. I laughed so hard. I don't know why. Just the delivery was hilarious to me.
We were laughing because this is like another scary movie, kid friendly, was Scooby-Doo.
The early 2000s one. Yeah, the one I watched 1,000 times.
Yes. And
That 3-minute block
Of what?
from
Rob
the
had
fart,
me cackling.
from the fart to the Mr. Mononucleosis, I cry. I'm just be like dying laughing. Cause the fervor with he said Mr. Mononucleosis, like that was his fucking name. His name was Mr. Monovarius. He was like Mr. Mononucleosis. Then I got older and you find out mononucleosis is mono. Like when you catch mono, Mr.
No, that's just like
Mononucleosis.
a disease.
And then he just rolls, Mr. Bean just rolls his eyes. He's
Yeah.
like, what?
His whole forehead like scrunches
And he
up.
says, like, and you know what's so funny about the fart scene is that all the actors laugh because he farts and it makes that noise and it blows up the fire and they just all start laughing.
I haven't seen that. That movie is probably
Like,
super
oh,
nostalgic
no.
for me.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching that as a little kid.
You're gonna
Oh,
laugh again. You're
yeah.
gonna be like, oh, this movie's funny, yo.
But yeah, Young Frankenstein, love it, and that had to be on my list. I think that's the point of making this list is like for people. This is what you can show little kids of like from age 4 to like age 13.
Mm-hmm.
And watch it with them.
Watch it with them.
Yeah.
Because we have watched like Don't Look Under the Bed,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if you know that movie.
That's
Little
probably
bit.
came out the year you were born, most likely.
Right.
No. I was still living in 2801 when
Yeah.
Don't Look Under the
Don't
Bed.
Look
So
Under
that
the
was
Bed.
like 98.
Don't Look Under the Bed came out like a while ago.
I never seen it.
That's
It had the black guy of Disney at the time. You know how Disney Channel has like a black guy?
Corbin Blue.
Yes. And how Corbin Blue was in everything. This black guy was in everything. I can't remember his name.
1999.
Nice.
That's when it came out.
1999.
It came
His
out on
name is
Disney
Ty
Channel.
Hodges.
Yeah, it came out on the Disney Channel.
But what's your number 2, Menda?
Number
Or
one.
number 1?
My number 1 was Hocus Pocus.
Of course. Oh, duh. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's so all right. That's like self-explanatory.
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like
I mean, we just
we
talked
didn't
about
have
it.
to do this episode to find out that that's your like Halloween movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I've been. You were literally Bette Midler for Halloween.
Yeah.
What's her real name? Or not? Or what's her name in the movie? I forgot.
I have it. Winifred.
Winifred. Bette Midler. You were Bette Midler. My number 1 is Ghostbusters. The first one, the original.
Okay.
Bill Murray.
We watched that not that long ago.
That's the like, oh, it's Halloween. Let's fucking go. Like as a kid. Like I was like, let's fuck I was like, oh, Sigourney Weaver's hot. That was like, oh, Bill Murray's just hilarious. He's just hilarious. And then the story really is not about anything. There's really no story. It's just like when there's something strange, like kind of thing.
Right. The ghost part puts it into like
Yeah, it wasn't until like
Halloween
Ghostbusters 2, you know, where it's like, oh, like goes more into the ghosts and the more kiddish things.
Because
But
that was the one we watched. We watched Ghostbusters 2 when the baby carriage is like going down the street and all that. Yeah.
But like Ghostbusters, I love the first one. I've seen the first one just so many times. I remember the first time I watched it, I was probably like 11 or 12 also. And it's just like the first time I actually watched it when I was like 11. But obviously Ghostbusters is like a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. And you've seen the newest one.
No. The Afterlife one?
Yes.
No. The one that came out like last year?
Yeah.
No.
Paul Rudd. It's actually
pretty good.
fucking good. It's not like it's essentially number 3.
Yeah.
And then
It's
there's
not-
that Ghostbusters one with like Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy or something.
That's
Yeah.
another universe they said that's like that.
All right.
But it is funny though. I thought it was funny.
I've only seen the first one.
You never even seen number 2 with the goo?
I think I saw that once, like after I saw the first one. I think like me and Dad probably sat down and watched the second one, but I couldn't tell you like what happens in that one.
The first one's better.
But I've seen the first one a million times, and
times,
it's
yeah.
perfect. It's the perfect
Are you
movie.
the keymaster?
No.
But they show up.
And also, Rick Moranis in the first Ghostbusters is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, oh, we're having a party. Do you want to come over?
In the afterlife, they bring. It's called Afterlife for a reason. If you
they got
watch
Bill
it.
Murray to come back. Was Bill Murray?
I'm pretty sure everybody came back that's alive.
I think so.
Because what's his name died while this movie was being shot. I think
That'd be hard to get.
Egon.
Murray.
Egon died while the movie was being shot.
That'd be hard to get Bill Murray in this movie, in the new movie.
What's her name shows up again? What's the one I'm talking about?
Sigourney
Are you
Weaver?
the key master?
Sigourney Weaver?
The main god chick.
That
The one
was-
that looked like David Bowie.
What are you talking
Not
about?
Sigourney Weaver, the one that comes through the portal.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
That was a different girl. Yeah, her.
Annie Potts.
That character shows up again, not the person, but
Okay.
that character shows up.
Oh
again.
yeah.
It all has to deal with like why that happened in New York. Like this movie is like,
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? Egon.
Oh, so it's like an origin story. I don't like.
No, not origin. Not even that. It's really like it's it's high stakes kind of shit. Like Egon, like these were Ghostbusters, and we took our job seriously, and nobody listened to us.
Mhm.
And now this is what's going to happen because nobody listened to us.
I probably won't.
And I'm just going to give you a little.
It sounds cool.
It's his grandchildren in the movie. It's Egon's grandchildren. His daughter moves into a house that he owns.
For me, it sounds like a cool concept, but I feel like if I actually watch it, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the first one.
If you like Paul Rudd, you'll like it too.
Maybe. If it's
And
on.
who's the mom? What's her
Um,
name?
Oh, we should wrap it up. Where are we at?
Hour and a half.
Perfect.
Who was the mom?
I need to go pee too.
Oh yeah, Bill Murray shows up. Dan Aykroyd.
Carrie Coon.
Is Ernie Hudson in it?
What's his name from Stranger Things is in it. Ernie Hudson is in it. He shows up.
Nice.
Everybody shows up. They do show up. Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta watch it. I just remembered this. They do show
Isn't
up.
there like a sad ending? All right, let's wrap it up. I'll watch it.
Yeah. You almost made me start crying right now.
I'll watch
you
it.
gotta watch
You
it,
gotta
yo.
watch it.
You gotta watch it.
I got like a month until we record again.
Yeah.
So
Now you can watch all of
Because
them.
none
You're
of this
going to
really
cry.
matters.
Just gonna say that.
I'm on it. Peace out, man.